Hey everybody, just thought I'd try to get a quick video here. Of course, he's done now. That's my Striped Raphael, whose nose you can see sticking out right there. He might give us a little bit of an appearance. I see him frequently enough. He's not super reclusive, but he tends to stay in his cave all day. He's actually getting so fat he kind of has to wiggle his way out of it now. Look at him, he's a little porcupine there. I just put some shrimp in here, some dried krill, freeze-dried krill. And I put it in there for my bottom dwellers mostly. The loaches I have in here really love it. I've got some catfish in the bottom. The loaches go nuts for things like this. But whenever that nice meaty food gets in there, that Striped Raphael always gets a little more excited. He can smell it and taste it in the water. So if any of it ever sinks to the bottom and gets past the gauntlet of gouramis and loaches, he might get a little bit of that. Now, I also want to make it clear, I've mentioned this before about gouramis, but I'm going to say it again because I can't stress it enough. Gouramis are a fish that do enjoy protein in their diet. They will tear up any kind of bloodworms you throw in there. If you throw in mysis shrimp or something like that, they will really enjoy that stuff. But you got to be careful with gouramis because in nature they are primarily vegetarians. They only get protein in the form of the occasional bug, or maybe if they get lucky and swallow a small fish or something. But their systems are not designed to digest a lot of protein, and if you over protein them up, you will constipate them and you can actually kill them. I learned this lesson the hard way with my very first powder blue dwarf. I loved that fish to death, literally. I treated it, like it was my little pet, and I spoiled it, and I gave it lots and lots of bloodworms all the time, and I noticed it started getting really fat, and eventually it died. And it was not the fat like, say, my opaline here, for example, who is definitely a little piggy in this tank. But she's just thick and well-rounded. My powder blue, when he died, it looked like he had like a hard spot right smack in the middle. It was very out of place looking, very unnatural looking. See, she just looks fat as hell. She's just a big fat girl in there. But she's not unhealthy in the sense that she's constipated or anything. She might be a little overweight, but she's not, having digestional issues like my powder blue was, and like you will see other gouramis having if you feed them too much protein all the time. So when I say I throw shrimp in here or I throw bloodworms in here, it is really occasionally. It's not very often at all, maybe once a week at the most. And the general intention is for the other fish to get the bulk of it rather than the gouramis anyway. And they generally do, because the krill tends to sink into the water column, and the gouramis' first reaction is to try to get everything off the surface. So while they're busy doing that, the loaches, have a feast as it sinks down through the water column, and then a little bit of it makes it to the bottom. I actually also have shrimp pellets that I keep, and then that's what I throw in there, usually later in the evening, so that these nocturnal fish will come out and get some of their good high protein food during the night. So I don't know how big he's eventually going to get. He doesn't seem to be stopping growing. He's only a year and a half, maybe 2 years. Well, I guess he's about 2.5 now. I guess I lose track of time. He's definitely older than 2, but he's still growing, and he's still growing at a pretty surprising rate. So I've heard people tell me they get up to a foot long. So I was under the impression he was going to get about 6 or 7 inches. So he's pretty much there now. He's about 5.5 total length. And then with that body mass, that big round body, that's a lot of bioload for a 5-inch fish. Speaking of that, I am going to be doing another video here soon. I'll throw you a little teaser out there. I want to talk about the 1 inch of fish per gallon of water rule. I want to talk about bioload and biofiltration, and that is probably going to be the next video I do in my Thoughts On series, and we're going to discuss all the various variables that go into how you stock a tank and what is considered a heavy stock load, etc., etc. So we'll get into that on my next discussion video. So look forward to that. Thanks for watching this one. Hope you enjoyed. Again, this is my gourami tank. That is my Striped Raphael. Lots and lots of loaches, and then of course my gouramis. Well, we'll see if he makes one more appearance, or is he going to settle in? Yep, he's going to settle in. Alright everybody, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. See you on the next one.